In the heart of the Aegean Sea lies Delos, a small island with a grand past. Once a powerful center of ancient Greek culture and religion, it now stands as an important archaeological site. Visitors from around the world come to explore its ruins and imagine its former glory. Delos, part of the Cyclades Islands, rose to prominence during the Archaic and Classical periods due to its association with Apollo and Artemis. Greek mythology tells us that Delos was the birthplace of Apollo and Artemis. Leto, their mother, sought refuge on the island, fleeing Hera's wrath. Under a palm tree, Leto gave birth to Apollo and Artemis, transforming Delos into a sacred space. Temples, statues, and monuments were erected to honor the gods, hinting at the island's former grandeur. The divine births elevated Delos' status among Greek city-states, making it a significant religious center. Pilgrims flocked to the island, bringing offerings and sacrifices, boosting its economy. Delos also became a crucial trading hub due to its strategic location. Goods from Egypt, the Black Sea, and the Eastern Mediterranean flowed through Delos. This blend of religious reverence and economic prosperity attracted skilled artisans and merchants. The island transformed into a cosmopolitan center with a diverse population. Temples and public buildings showcased the finest Greek craftsmanship. Delos's wealth, religious devotion, and artistic expression solidified its position as a leading cultural center. Delos's sacred status and strategic location made it ideal for pan-Hellenic events. Its neutrality in Greek politics added to its appeal as a safe haven. The Delian Games, held in honor of Apollo, were a symbol of Greek unity. Athletes from across the Greek world competed and victors were celebrated. The island hosted numerous religious festivals, attracting people from all walks of life. Delos was also a preferred location for diplomatic meetings and negotiations. Leaders convened on the island to broker peace treaties and forge alliances. The sanctity of Delos encouraged peaceful resolutions. This role as a neutral meeting ground enhanced Delos's reputation for peace and diplomacy. It flourished as a center for cultural exchange and intellectual discourse. After the Greek victory over Persia, Delos became the headquarters of the Delian League. Athens led the league, and the treasury was housed on Delos, boosting its economic significance. However, Athenian dominance grew, and the treasury moved to Athens. Delos's political autonomy waned, but it thrived as a commercial hub. Wealth from the league's tribute funded grand temples and public amenities. Art and culture flourished, with works by sculptors and artisans reflecting the island's prosperity. These remnants continue to captivate visitors today. The sanctuary of Apollo was the heart of Delos's religious life. Pilgrims sought Apollo's favor, guidance, and healing. The Temple of the Delians, built in the 6th century BC, was its centerpiece. Although in ruins, the temple's columns hint at its former grandeur. Surrounding the main temple were smaller temples, altars, and monuments. The sanctuary also contained treasuries for valuable offerings. It was a vibrant hub of social and cultural activity, with religious ceremonies, athletic competitions, and artistic performances. The Sanctuary of Apollo stands as a testament to the ancient Greeks' faith and artistic brilliance. Artemis, goddess of the hunt, was also venerated on Delos. The Temple of Artemis, though smaller, held significant religious importance. Located on a hill, it offered breathtaking views of the Aegean Sea. Inside stood a cult statue of Artemis, a reminder of her protective role. The annual festival of Artemis, the Artemisia, was celebrated with processions, dances, and musical performances. Religious festivals and rituals were central to Delos's social and cultural life. The most important festival was the Delia, held every 4 years in honor of Apollo. It included athletic competitions, musical contests, and sacrifices. The Delia symbolized Greek unity and cultural identity. Another significant festival, the Thargelia, focused on purification and agricultural fertility. Throughout the year, numerous smaller festivals were observed. These celebrations ranged from solemn processions to joyous feasts. Festivals reinforced shared values, strengthened community bonds, and offered continuity in the lives of the ancient Greeks. The well-preserved houses of Delos offer insights into the everyday lives of its inhabitants. The theatre quarter showcases sophisticated domestic architecture and urban planning. Mosaic floors depict scenes from mythology and daily life. Private wells and cisterns highlight the island's limited water resources. Household objects like pottery, lamps, and toys connect us to the daily rhythms of ancient Delos. The Terrace of the Lions is one of Delos's most iconic treasures. Originally, 9 marble lions guarded the sacred way to the sanctuary of Apollo. Today, 5 lions remain, their presence still commanding attention. The lions symbolize Delos's power and prestige. They continue to captivate visitors, inviting contemplation of the island's glorious past. Archaeological discoveries reveal the everyday lives of Delos's inhabitants. Workshops for pottery, metalworking, and sculpture indicate a thriving artisan class. Excavations in residential quarters unearthed everyday objects like pottery, lamps, and toys. Inscriptions provide information about social, economic, and religious practices. These artifacts offer a unique window into the lives of the people who lived and worked on Delos. Delos's fortunes waned as the balance of power in the ancient world shifted. Athenian dominance and the Peloponnesian War eroded the island's autonomy. Repeated attacks and occupations disrupted trade and undermined prosperity. The population dwindled as residents sought refuge elsewhere. Despite setbacks, Delos retained some religious significance. Its temples and shrines, though scarred by conflict, stood as testaments to enduring faith. The Peloponnesian War cast a long shadow over the Aegean, and Delos found itself caught in the crossfire. The island changed hands several times, occupied by both Athenian and Spartan forces, each seeking to exploit its strategic location and undermine their enemies' resources. In 426 BC, the Athenians, fearing that Delos's sacred neutrality had been compromised by pro-Spartan sentiments, undertook a drastic measure, the purification of Delos. All graves were exhumed, and the dead were reburied on the nearby island of Rhenia. New festivals were instituted, and sacrifices were offered to appease the gods. However, this attempt to restore Delos's sanctity proved short-lived. The war raged on, and the island continued to be a target. The once bustling harbor fell silent, its quaysides deserted, as merchants sought safer havens for their trade. The decline of Delos was further exacerbated by a devastating earthquake in the 4th century BC, which toppled buildings, shattered statues, and left the island vulnerable to the elements. This natural disaster, coupled with the ongoing political instability, hastened the island's descent into obscurity. As the Hellenistic period dawned, marked by the rise of new powers like Macedon and the Ptolemaic kingdom, Delos found itself increasingly marginalized. The island, once a vibrant hub of the Aegean, became a backwater, its former glory fading into legend. For centuries, Delos lay dormant, its ruins baking under the Aegean sun, a silent testament to a bygone era. The island, once a bustling center of Greek civilization, faded from memory, known only through scattered references in ancient texts and the whispers of legend. However, the allure of the past proved too strong to resist. In the 19th century, with the burgeoning field of archaeology, Delos began to stir from its slumber. French archaeologists, drawn by tales of ancient grandeur, arrived on the island, eager to unearth its secrets. What they discovered surpassed their wildest expectations. Beneath centuries of accumulated earth and debris lay the remarkably well-preserved remains of a lost world. Temples, houses, markets, and theatres emerged, offering an unparalleled glimpse into the life of an ancient Greek city. The excavations at Delos, ongoing to this day, have yielded a treasure trove of artifacts, from exquisite sculptures and intricate mosaics to everyday objects like pottery, coins, and tools. These discoveries have revolutionized our understanding of Greek art, architecture, and daily life in the archaic, classical, and Hellenistic periods. The rediscovery of Delos has not only enriched our knowledge of the past, but has also captured the imagination of people worldwide. The island, once lost to time, is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracting visitors who come to marvel at its ruins, walk in the footsteps of ancient Greeks, and connect with a civilization that helped shape the course of Western civilization. Today, Delos stands as a stark yet beautiful reminder of the passage of time. The island, uninhabited except for a handful of archaeologists and caretakers, has become an open-air museum. Visitors can wander through the ruins of temples and homes, tracing the outlines of streets and squares that once bustled with life. Walking amongst the remnants of ancient Delos is a unique experience. You can stand within the shell of the Temple of Apollo, imagining the grandeur of its ceremonies. The fragmented mosaics in the houses still whisper stories of their former occupants. Even without their former glory, these ruins have a powerful presence. They invite contemplation of the people who lived, worshipped, and traded here millennia ago. The Greek government, in partnership with international organizations, is committed to preserving the fragile remains of Delos. Ongoing conservation efforts aim to protect the site from the elements and the impact of tourism. The goal is to ensure that future generations can continue to learn from and be inspired by this extraordinary testament to human history. While Delos may no longer be a bustling center of commerce or a hub of religious activity, it has found a new purpose. It stands as a bridge between the past and the present, offering a tangible link to a civilization that laid the foundations for Western thought, art, and governance. The legacy of Delos extends far beyond its physical remains. The island's story, woven into Greek mythology and history, continues to resonate with us today. As the birthplace of Apollo and Artemis, Delos holds a special place in the Western imagination, embodying the enduring power of myth and the human desire to connect with the divine. Beyond its mythological significance, Delos offers valuable lessons about the rise and fall of civilizations. Its history reminds us that even the most powerful empires and influential centers are not immune to the forces of change. Political upheaval, economic shifts, and the fickle hand of fate can alter destinies and reshape landscapes. Yet, amidst the ruins, there is also a message of resilience, of the enduring power of human creativity and the interconnectedness of civilizations. The art, architecture, and ideas that flourished on Delos did not disappear with its decline. They spread throughout the ancient world, influencing Roman culture and ultimately shaping the trajectory of Western civilization. Visiting Delos is a humbling experience. It encourages us to reflect on our place within the grand tapestry of history, to appreciate the achievements of those who came before us, and to consider what legacy we, in turn, will leave for future generations.